What if I told you there's a company quietly running some of the most recognizable names in tech? Eventbrite, Vimeo, Splice, Meetup, and most people have never even heard of it. And now, that company is about to go public. Bending Spoons, the Milan-based software giant that has been on a relentless acquisition spree, has just filed to list on a US stock exchange. This isn't just another IPO. This is the moment a very calculated, AI-powered empire steps out of the shadows. Welcome to Acquisition Wire. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly who Bending Spoons is, how they built one of the most unusual tech portfolios on the planet, why their AI strategy is genuinely worth paying attention to, and what going public could mean for every app in their ecosystem, including the ones you use every week. Let's get into it. Here's where the story starts. Bending Spoons was founded in 2013 in Copenhagen, later moving its headquarters to Milan, Italy. Now that alone is interesting, because when you think of major tech powerhouses, you probably think Silicon Valley. You think of Apple's campus in Cupertino. You think of Google's sprawling offices in Mountain View. You think of OpenAI's labs in San Francisco. You don't typically think of Milan, but that's exactly what makes Bending Spoons so fascinating. They built a global software empire from Europe, almost entirely outside the spotlight. The company started by making mobile apps, small consumer-facing tools that quietly racked up millions of downloads. Apps like Remini, the AI photo enhancer that went viral in 2021, and Elytra, and a dozen others you've probably installed at some point and forgotten about. But here's what's interesting. Mobile apps were never the destination. They were the training ground, a proving ground for an operational model that would eventually scale to something much, much bigger. Think of it like this. Imagine a private equity firm, but instead of just buying companies and cutting costs, they actually know how to build software. They know how to train machine learning models. They know how to optimize a product at the pixel level. That's Bending Spoons. They buy recognizable, slightly struggling platforms, companies that have great brand recognition but have lost their way, and they strip them down, rebuild them with AI, and run them leaner than almost anyone else in the industry. It's a playbook that's equal parts ruthless and brilliant. Let's talk about the portfolio, because this is where it gets real. In 2022, Bending Spoons acquired Evernote, one of the original productivity apps, a product that defined note-taking for an entire generation. Then came Meetup, the community platform with tens of millions of users. Then Splice, a mobile music creation tool beloved by creators. Then Vimeo, the premium video hosting platform that professionals and brands rely on as a genuine alternative to YouTube. And then Eventbrite, the ticketing and event management platform that powers concerts, conferences, and community events around the world. That's an enormous surface area. And here's the kicker. Bending Spoons doesn't just collect these companies, they transform them. When they took over Evernote, they relocated the engineering team, cut headcount significantly, and rebuilt core features with AI assistance. It was controversial, it was painful for longtime users, but it also worked. Evernote is still alive, still serving millions of users when many thought it was on a death march. The same operational intensity is now being applied across the entire portfolio. Now let's talk about AI, because you can't talk about Bending Spoons in 2025 without talking about artificial intelligence. This is a company that was integrating machine learning into its consumer apps before ChatGPT made AI a household word, before OpenAI became a cultural phenomenon, before every company on Earth started bolting the word AI onto their press releases. Remini, their photo enhancement app, was using generative AI to restore old photographs, basically doing what Midjourney and DALL-E would later make famous, but for personal photos, back in 2019. Today, their AI ambitions are significantly broader. Across their platform portfolio, Bending Spoons is deploying AI to automate customer support, personalize user experiences, generate content suggestions, and reduce the operational overhead that typically bloats large software companies. Think of it as running the same infrastructure that Google or Apple would need entire divisions to manage, but with a fraction of the headcount, because the AI is doing the heavy lifting. Here's what's interesting about the IPO filing itself. Bending Spoons is targeting US public markets, which signals something deliberate. They want access to American institutional capital. They want the kind of valuation multiples that US tech stocks command. And frankly, they want the brand credibility that comes with being a publicly listed company on a major exchange. This isn't a company that needs the money to survive. Their model is built around profitability. This is a company choosing the right moment to go big. The timing is also notable. The IPO market has been sluggish for the past couple of years. Rising interest rates, nervous investors, and a general pullback from the frothy valuations of 2021. But sentiment is shifting. AI-driven companies are back in focus. Investors who missed out on the ChatGPT wave, who watched OpenAI stay private, who watched Anthropic stay private. They're hungry for a publicly traded AI play that isn't just a hyperscaler like Google or Microsoft. Bending Spoons, with its diverse portfolio and proven AI integration, might be exactly what they're looking for. What does this mean for you as a user? If you use Vimeo for your business videos, Eventbrite for your events, or Evernote to organize your life, you're already inside this ecosystem. Going public means more scrutiny, more accountability, but also potentially more investment back into these products. More AI features, more polish, more competition with the giants. This is a company that built an empire in plain sight, quietly, methodically, and now they're ringing the opening bell. Keep your eyes on Bending Spoons, because the second act is just getting started. If you found this video interesting, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this channel. Subscribe to Acquisition Wire for weekly breakdowns of the companies and technologies reshaping the world. And check the description below. We've linked to the IPO filing details and a few tools from the Bending Spoons portfolio worth exploring. We'll see you in the next one.